things. I'm not anti-ghost by any stretch of the imagination. I am open-minded, but I know that there's a lot of people that like to pretend. They like to pretend they have psychic powers.
Oh, for sure.
They like to pretend they know things. Mm-hmm. They like to pretend they've experienced things. Like I've talked to so many people that have experienced like UFOs, and I've talked to Bigfoot people that believe that they've met Bigfoot. Like there's people that pretend, but then there's also the thing that freaks me out about ghosts is that it's been a reoccurring theme throughout human history, and it seems to be connected to some horrific death. Like whenever there's a horrific death, it's almost like that horrible moment like burns space and time and leaves a residue.
A lot of people think that's like trauma, like built into the place, or like the energy's there.
Right.
Yeah. To your point, though, what's crazy about it is everybody like has had experiences over time. Like you walk into any room, and whether people believe or whether people don't, someone's got a story. Someone's like, okay, I don't know if I believe, but this one time this happened. And so the fact that like everyone, like pretty much no matter where you go, like has some sort of story, even if they're skeptical, it makes you wonder like, what else is out there?
Yeah, there's been countless of times where we'll go to these spots and like maybe after hearing the story, we don't think it's going to be like special at all, but the person who owns the spot is like, I levitated last week, just staring us straight in the eyes, no hesitation like about it. And like obviously we've never experienced something that intense with the paranormal, but having dozens of people like every place we go to say that, it's like, how do you...
When someone says they levitate, just say, hey, next time, set up your iPhone.
Yeah.
How about film yourself levitating?
Exactly.
That's what I was saying.
Exactly.
It's like, you always look at them and be like, are you sure? Like, how?
Yeah,
like,
what kind of meds are you on while you're levitating?
Right.
Yeah.
Right, 100%.
Have you guys ever been to the Comedy Store?
No, but we were trying to.
Yeah, listen, I can set that up. The Comedy Store is without a doubt haunted.
If
there's a place that's haunted in the world, it's the Comedy Store, because it used to be a mob nightclub, and they've murdered people there. 100%. That was Bugsy Siegel's nightclub. It was called Ciro's, and in the 1950s, was it the 50s and the 60s? Is that what it was?
But started in the 40s, actually.
In the 40s,
yeah.
But it's a famous old mob-run nightclub that Mitzi Shore took over in the 1970s. So the place has this feel to it, like it's been run, as an entertainment venue for 70 years or something crazy like that.
Isn't there a bunch of like underground passageways around there too?
There was actually an article about this house on Crest Hill. Here, Whitney Cummings sent it to me, so I'll send it to you, Jamie. But I almost bought this house in the 1990s. In the 1990s, they were selling this house that the Comedy Store owned right above the club.
Is it this one?
Yeah, that's it.
And that's the one that's connected to the Comedy Store?
Yes, there's supposedly a tunnel, because that's right above and to the left of the comedy club. And that was also owned by Bugsy Siegel. Stories from the comedians who inhabited Crest Hill, the house above the Comedy Store. So that house was for sale. The Comedy Store was selling it. Mitzi was going to sell it. And but the problem is, if you go back to that photo, it's got like this tiny little bullshit yard. Like that's the yard. And I have a dog. I had a dog back then too. And I was like, I don't want to leave my dog in this bullshit yard.
Every place in LA.
Yard. Yeah, my dog needed a yard. And also, it's just too weird to be that close to the Comedy Store. There were so many stalkers and freaks, and have people just showing up at your house, and you're
just right on the boulevard, right?
Yeah. So right the Crest Hill's right off the boulevard, but it's right there. It's a 2-minute walk from Sunset.
I've heard like comedians like Bobby Lee in the past say that they've had issues there. Like people won't even work with them just based on the fact that he's worked there for so long.
Really?
Obviously, I don't know like too much about that, but he's talked about that in other podcasts and stuff where
it's haunted.
Yeah, where he says it's very haunted, and like people don't want to work with him because he works there.
Really?
It's like everybody like that works there.
That might be an excuse for why they don't want to work with Bobby. Bobby.
That could be it.
Bobby, it might be you. I've never heard anybody say that before. I can't work with you because you work at that haunted place.
They just don't want to be like around that stuff.
Well, there are 100% are people that have stories, including multiple comedians, multiple managers of the place, waitresses at the place. There's a lot of people that had stories of like seeing weird things and meeting people that weren't there. And
Have you ever had an experience
No,
like that?
I tried. I went down in the basement one day by myself.
Yeah.
And, I walked into the main room by myself. Carl LeBeau, who recently passed away, Carl had the weirdest story. He got kicked out of his house. He got in a fight with his wife, and he got kicked out of his house. And he went to the Comedy Store and decided he was going to sleep on the stage in the main room. And he's like, man, you know, I'm gonna fucking make it. I'm sleeping on this stage. She's gonna kick me out of the house, but one day I'll fucking show you. And so like he's drunk and he lays down on the stage, and then he hears a door shut. And the Comedy Store main room is pitch black, right? So this is what it looks like. But that's only when the lights are on. So he's laying down and he hears a door shut, and he goes, "Hey, it's Carl. It's me, Carl. Who is that?" And then he doesn't hear shit. And then he hears chairs moving. He hears like clink, 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 clink.
Oh, God.
And he's sitting there. He's going, what the fuck is going on? And something grabs his ankle and pulls him off the stage and onto the floor. And then he hears chairs moving again. And bam, the door shuts and slams. And nothing else. There's no one in the room. He has no idea what the fuck happened, but he told that story on stage one night. It's like he set the tone, this like spooky lighting, and it was really cool.
Wait, so he got pulled by his ankle off of the stage,
Off the
multiple
stage.
feet away.
Yeah, something grabbed him. He didn't see anyone. But something grabbed his ankle and pulled him off the stage and onto the floor.
That's when you want security footage, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I know,
Where's
right?
the cameras at?
There's no cameras in that place. Maybe there is now, but they definitely wasn't back then. Yeah.